Hello everybody, this is Jandy the Artsy-Rose, and guess what? I'm doing a video with Orlando for the first time! This is cool! I wish I got that second part for his Valentine vibe event story, but unfortunately I can't really do that because I don't have it. Shoot. Anyway, while I was trying to get the second part for Philip's story, for Philip's event story, I got Orlando's instead, but I'm not complaining. So, let's check it out. Happy Ever After with Orlando. Orlando's mansion stood in his dominion in the south of Niflheim. His land was home to the area that produced the country's signature black roses. Oh dear, did they really use so many roses for the kingdom's death day the other day? A small sigh escaped Orlando's lips as he gazed down at the report. We will have to take measures to ensure we are in time for next year. This is where JJ comes in. What does he do? He stepped out onto the balcony, seemingly relieved to have formulated a solution. With a practiced movement, he brought his fingers to his lips and whistled. At your service. Mail our parcel. Oh, you've started taking parcel deliveries recently, haven't you? Well, tonight this letter is... Got it. For Lady Jandy in Niflheim Castle, yes? Before Orlando had even finished speaking, the carrier pigeon had plucked the letter from his hand with its beak. Yes, if you would. With a flap of its wings, the bird flew from the balcony. Oh my, even though I've only just sent a letter, I already have more than I want to say. I really want to see her. He looked up at the huge full moon, lost in thought. The aroma of tea wavered through the air, followed by some noise. Excuse me, princess! I've brought you some tea to wake you up! Skeletano's smooth voice reverberated through my room. Good morning, Skeletano. It's awfully noisy this morning. As I sat up in bed, the rose at Skeletano's chest suddenly wilted. My apologies. Was my voice too loud? Oh no, Skeletano, I didn't mean your voice. Listen, there's a noise coming from outside. We both turned our ears to the noise, which sounded like a flock of birds. Those are pigeons, aren't they? Could it be? I immediately headed out onto the balcony. When I flung open the double doors, the pigeons all flapped away for a moment in surprise. Oh my, so many today! Delivery! We're here to deliver letters from Count Orlando. Wait, all of them? As the head pigeon made his announcement, the others watched on quietly. Oh, the carrier pigeon company is as well-mannered as they say. The pigeons lined up and one by one handed over their letter from Orlando. Good lord, how many did he write? All in all, there were about 20 of them, each bearing the same date. Why? Why is he sending some... Right. He had a lot to say. These are all from the Count? How loved you are! However, over these past few days, we've been flying back and forth between Count Orlando's dominion and the royal capital, without a moment's rest. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Whatever shall we do about him? Could you wait there a moment? Clenching the letters from Orlando to my chest, I started back into the room. The birds started to chatter behind me on the balcony. Done. This should do it. After finishing writing my reply to Orlando, I went back onto the balcony. Have you finished, Princess? Yes, I wrote about the pigeons too, so he should send fewer letters now. That will be difficult. How could I possibly listen after how often I convoy my feelings for you? Eek! Count! Turning around, I found Orlando standing there with a tight smile on his face. What are you, a magician or something? Jeep! Excuse all flew off at once. You're back early, Orlando. It will take a while to explain why. But first, may I hug you? Of course. He drew me into a loving embrace and pressed a kiss to my forehead. This man. And now for the part 2. The tea trickled into our cups as Skeleton poured it. Thanks, Buns. Orlando's long fingers supported the cup and saucer as he gracefully sipped at his tea. So why are you back only after only 2 days when you said you would be gone for a week? Jandy, when you say it like that, it sounds as though you think I have abandoned my work to come back. You're right, I'm sorry. Then, I'm glad you managed to finish everything up in 2 days and come home. I've just remembered. I have something to do, so please excuse me. Orlando smiled as he watched Skeleton make a hasty exit out of the corner of his eye. The truth is, although I summoned the pigeons, they did not come, so I concluded my work early and returned. And when I got here, I found that said pigeons were all gathered on your balcony. So they were, but although I was really happy to receive all these letters, it seems like it was a bother for the pigeons for you to call on them so frequently. That is their job, is it not? That's true, but... Orlando put down his cup, a sparkle in his eyes. By the way, I heard an interesting story. An interesting story? Yes, there is a merchant who visits my mansion, bringing various goods from the land of the living. I heard from him that the civilization in the land of the living has progressed far beyond our own, to the extent that they now have means other than letters to communicate. Means other than letters? What could they possibly be? Clasping my hand, Orlando started to tell me the tale he had heard from the merchant. Why, do they have cell phones or something? So please, make one of these telephone gadgets that would enable people to communicate between, for example, the castle and other faraway places. Telephone? I don't really understand the concept, but... So what principle would you be able to speak with people in faraway places? It was only natural for JJ to be skeptical, and so Orlando started to explain exactly as he had heard from the merchant. I wonder if JJ will understand. To be honest, listening to Orlando's description didn't ring any bells for me. So, you're saying you want a device that will allow two people to communicate from different locations? Yes, exactly. Can you do it? And what will you use it for? Orlando put an arm around my shoulders as he answered JJ's question. To communicate my love to Jandy from wherever I may be. Hey, Orlando, you're putting JJ on the spot. I'm sorry. It's probably impossible, isn't it? Not unless we can get a blueprint. Hey, just get something like that. JJ started to scribble equations onto a piece of paper. JJ is this country's leading inventor. Just leave it to him. Now, shall we go home? At Orlando's urging, we left JJ's lab behind. One day, a few days after we asked JJ to create a telephone, Orlando, is it true that you received a package from JJ? Orlando had called for me, and I had come to his study. Orlando was looking somewhat dejected. Yes, but it seems that it'll still take some time. He said to use this for the time being. He held 2 empty tin cans with a thick string joining them together. What is this? Oh, you don't know about tin can telephones? Tin can telephones? Orlando took my hand and placed one of the tins in it, told me to put it to my ear, then moved away from me. He's pretty far away from me now. What on earth is going to happen? I love you. I want to whisper sweet nothings to you for an eternity. It's amazing to hear you declaring it so loudly. And it sounds like you're shooting these sweet nothings, then whispering them. I took a sudden glance to find Orlando, grinning to himself from afar. Huh? This is... Can you hear me? Now you try speaking into your can. I did as he said and spoke into the can, copying what he had done. Wow! This is a tin-can telephone? Yes, isn't it fun? After amusing ourselves by speaking through the cans for a while, Orlando returned to my side. What's the matter? Nothing. Just thinking that it'll probably be a while until we have a real telephone. But I'm sure that JJ will be able to create something useful, so that we can communicate over long distance here in Niflheim too. You were right. If there is one thing we have in abundance, it is time. Orlando kissed me beside my ear, then lowered his voice to whisper to me. I will no longer entrust my emotions to the pigeons from now on. I'll save my words for when you are in my arms. Well, that was kind of... He can be really romantic. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you guys later. This is Jandy the Artsy-Rose, and I am out.